Good evening to all in the Marmy army this evening. You find me here in Cornwall on my holidays. I'm sitting in my beautiful awning. Let me give you a quick shot of that. Yes, here I am. And the children currently are underneath an adventure playground watching Encanto with some other children, which is great. Well, looks like the movie finished early. Good for me, bad for them. Oh, well done, Dave. Did everyone eat the teeth and lips?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah. Everyone loved the Pringles as well.
Can't go wrong with Pringles.
Really, can I have Pringles?
Yeah, it was an unauthorised borrow. 2 left. Do you want them? And for a penny. You join me just coming into the wonderful little town of Looe, and I'm jogging down a hill, and it was great. A hill, 1.5 miles long. In about 20 minutes, I've got to get back up that bad boy, which has kind of stopped me enjoying things a little bit, to be honest. Here we are. How beautiful is this? What a place to run. This is a working fishing harbour. This place, and fortunately I haven't got smell-o-vision. Well, fortunately for you I haven't got smell-o-vision because it reeks. That place is called Pengallies, and it was featured on Coast, the BBC series. So here we are at the harbour, and remember, they don't like tourists, not in this area, because it's private. It's bloody private. Morning. Nothing. Must be a fisherman. Nothing at all. Now, interesting enough, down here, yesterday, my daughters had an ice cream, cookies and cream on a waffle cone, pinched by a seagull, which came down, brushed her face, although you'd think it had gored her, and made off with the scoop. Left the cone, which I ate. Morning. 2 out of 2. Nothing. Right. Let's get to the Banjo Pier. I can't get there, it's been cut off by the tide. There's the beach. Morning. People are going for an early morning swim. They were actually getting dressed there. They said morning, but it was a warning morning. A morning that said, don't look on the other side of this rock. My wife's got her threatening out. Or maybe an invitation. And there is Looe Beach. We'll be there a bit later. Me struggling to try and mount a paddleboard in an ill-fitting wetsuit which does nothing to disguise my derby. But yeah, there we go. There it is. Lovely, isn't it? But I'm quite glad to be out first thing this morning. I mean, it is out, well, we are early, although it'll be even later by the time I struggle back up that hill. Because in the caravan, all I can get at the moment is ITV3. Poor reception down here. But I'm laughing because I've watched so far back-to-back Inspector Morse, and I even caught a cheeky episode of Rosemary and Thyme the other day, which was very welcome. Gentle, unoffensive, isn't it? Here, I think, was a kind of a sort of an old prison, I think it was. It's called the 15th Century Museum. I haven't seen it very busy, if I'm being completely honest, not many visitors. But here is an unfired cannon, which apparently was rescued from a Swedish ship many years ago. I've seen the pubs chucking out here not that long ago, last night in fact, and there were a load of old bangers there ready to go off, let me tell you. Just behind me is the pasty shop. Now, it's quite discreet, the pasty shop here, and it is widely known as the best around. I queued for half an hour for 2 pasties yesterday, and when I got there, they said the card machine wasn't working. I nearly lost my stack. This shop here might look like a right-wing tap fest, but it's had about 500 quid off my wife over the last 4 years. Poppets, fake poos, all of that sort of stuff. Morning. Went for a single, made no difference whatsoever. It's probably quite a good time to leave Looe behind and get back up that hill before Inspector Morse starts at 10. Now, you join me on the second part of my half in Polperro, which is beautiful, famous of course for Doc Martin and pole art, not the shoes, the fairly middle of the road series with Martin Clunes, who played a particularly posh and slightly confused man, which he generally tends to do. Just gone past the massive car park. Now my wife had sent me on a recce this morning to find out whether it's A, still paying display, and B, whether or not they're still doing accept cards. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow and I have got her nothing. Every time she asks me, she says, "What you got me?" I say, "Nothing," and she laughs. And I haven't. I've got her nothing. She said, "Get us a card and something nice." So I'll take her at her word. I'll get her a card, and actually she can have a video on MARM. She always says that's nice. It's anonymous with Polperro. There is a large cave which smells fairly fishy to me. Now some of these caves were used for smuggling, apparently. Now children excitedly come down here with their parents, and open air swimmers, as we've got this morning, use them to get changed. Only thing that's been smuggled here this morning is a large quantity of peanuts. It might be just before 8 o'clock in the morning and there's no one about. Now, for those of you who were a little bit worried about me after I was forcibly ejected from the Broadway notice board, fear not, because the other day I put in a request for the East Looe Facebook page and I was accepted within a millisecond. All I had to do was answer a question about what the pier was in Looe. Well, it's the Banjo Pier. Everyone knows that, particularly if you live around here. So I was accepted straight away. And within seconds, a post came on. It was just a standard request. Does anyone know a guitar teacher in the East Harbour? Well, I spent a bit of time in the East Harbour and I know that there was a spa there. So I very, very quickly and pretty thoughtlessly plumped in with this. Delighted with it. But hot on my heels came somebody who said something fairly inconsequential, but bearing in mind we're by the coast. And this person posted it. Her name was Bryony Crab. And only a few minutes later on another post, there was a lady called Denise Beaver. Well done, Cornwall. I'm going to head back up the hill now because not only have I got to go and check out the car parking, see whether or not it's cash only, but also there's a little cafe which was apparently for sale not that far up there. It's always nice to have a pipe dream, isn't it? We wouldn't be selling pipes, we'd be selling cheese toasties and banter. There it is, there's a new business called Willie's. Now this place is still open, got a food hygiene rating of 5. It's a bed and breakfast. On the market for $500,000. Doable. Not really. Just heading into the car park now, where I'm going to find out, there's still a change station, which essentially means no cards. You can keep your new Century. We're staying in the last one. Now, I'm running down a relatively secluded and quite steep road to get home. Let's go. It's left for a little more for me to say than like, subscribe, do whatever. My track of the day is Future Islands. Seasons change. I've been waiting on you. I was stopped by a man in a pickup truck because I was running up clearly what was a private road. And he just literally wound the window down and just stared at me. Almost as if he was sort of giving me a visual strip search. I assured him, I haven't run off with your clotted cream or a pasty. City folk. Look, I'm going to leave it there before I pass out. But I will see you next week at the Solo Half Marathon.